Ada from your munya kwa eba Kennedy or Henry Edge upon junior page so. Abahaya Bomadrana share comment or ha na yehu na yenchia. Share video no na wumi aso den enya bi enwe. Bomadran so na follow yen ewo YouTube Ras Media GH na enkoba ne se bere bia beba life bia no won so no obetumi anya yensempa na yede nam no bia yede atie ene ye bahaya na enye bone bi. The time has come, say, we must to start talking about our way of living. The way, and I say, and so ama our country, our beloved country as Ghana, is being retrograde. And I'm saying, penny shanty, once you say, ye be can sempa, sempapa, e wo ho, said the beya, Ghana for. Yen nyinaa no yebetumi aboaboa yen ho kakra na ama oman na yeden akọ nanim. Enti without no wasting much time, I would like to welcome you all. Mahu se yewia Samuel nokwo ewo ha mechia Samuel Anthony Bakwa wonso wo ha mechia. Hey, I'm say Canada Japan so asking it 2 workers, you know. Sana obi actually I don't know until me to confirm. Sanso na yewia ye frɛ no Hajj Tanko ono so waba wia wonso no ye chiawo. Na nka mentra se metumi akọ live on Brafi TV but them say entumi anko intino mo nka mbetumi hu Brafi TV no munyame wo because maybe there's something that I have to adjust it well. And from let's go deep into what we brought to you today. You made him come on. Can you say once you know what Konya say over to me a participate ewo programmer ye emo. And then the end gossip. And then the other a genuine and then the end gossip. And then we are coming to discuss. Heba bedin komo afa niema nketinketi binuma ekoso a enameno so ntima yeman no enko nanim ha e wo senka amanfo nkasa mfe no ho na nka yentu ya nkasa ye hofo na yemfa adwene ntu yetim na yemmoa ema yeman no nko nanim no we rather just sit somewhere and start insulting anybody that comes into our mind. That is not how we are going to do it. But rather, we're going to try to make it, a comprehensive way. Say, if the country needs to be changed, or if the country can be changed, it can only be done if we, as citizens, either diasporians, either the citizens living in the country, but what it needs is all of the people in the country. That is only when our country can change or can take a new face. Nebasubim, wahu, adofonom. Sauba abrochire ayeye because after the Second World War, all the citizens, they all stood together with one aim. What was the aim? The aim was to rebuild their country. After the Second World War, all the citizens in the Europe, either Italians, Germanians, what them call English, and all this what them call European countries in the world, no, in every country, they stood up and they made it clear, say, what they want to do or what they want for their country was to rebuild the country from where the country was. Because after the World War, no, everything was completely destroyed. So they needed to come together with an collective effort to raise and build the country together. But here comes the case when we go to our country called Ghana. You know what I mean? Here comes the case when we go to our own country, whereby some of the leaders, they are willing to change the face of the country through policies, through new, what they call updating of our existing systems, so that these updating policies can, guide the citizens so that anything that we will do will contribute to the development of the country. But whilst abinometi baabi dwene kɔ akyiri ɛdwendwen kwan a ɔmbɛfa so a ɔmbɛtumi ama ɔman no akɔ n'anim no, kwan a ɔmbɛfa so ɔmbɛtumi de mmara binom aba ɛbɛtumi akyekyere kuroma no ama ɔmo ayɛ deɛ ɛsɛ no, ebinom ti baabi adwene kwan a ɔmbɛfa so ɔmbɛtumi update system bi ɛbɛtumi capture the whole population in the country. Ebinom ti baabi ɔmo pɛ kwan a ɔmbɛhu a ɔmotumi afa so ama yɛhu every income of every citizen in the country. Omo binom ti baabi omo pɛ kwan ɔmɛfa so ɔmbɛyɛ addressing system. Ebinom ti baabi omo dwene kwan ɔmbɛtumi ayɛ an efficient identification system. No, we have understood what they are thinking is to frustrate all this type of initiative. The minimum part of the journey. So what are we talking about? Ghana for Ghana. How many Ghanaians do pay tax to the Ghana government? I'm not talking about VAT. VAT is an indirect tax, and that one is not the type of taxes that we are talking about. Sorry. They say, how many citizens in Ghana pay tax? A blessing. I know how many Ghanaians really pay tax to the government? I'm not saying say we don't pay tax. So the tax that we pay are indirect tax, and that one is not sufficient to help in the building of the country. Because a country like Ghana, if it wants to build itself, we must to create a system which will hold all citizens and politicians accountable. We must to have a system that can capture every single income of each and everyone in the country. And it is only through this that the control over corruption can have an impact in the country. It is only through this and a double salary into Minsi. It is only through this and a month for Timin Cotton and near market to say, for example, your cotton a solitary man that's 6 million Ghana cedis. It was not captured in the VRA. And we want Ghana to change. People are doing big transactions in the country without not paying nothing to the government. So how do we want the country to move on? How do we want the country to get a Kongomasika to continue developing the country, our motherland? It cannot be done because the necessary amount of money that we need, which we can use or which the government can use to do good things for the country, are not available. These monies are not available, and these monies are located in the private man's pocket. Adefomu tell them make say well agrada akoto asori dan a oton 6 million Ghana cedis. Now maybe someone say, where on earth can you do such a transaction without not paying nothing to the government? Abroshoto car krana upia tax the man buying, because the amount of the price that you pay for the car, there is part of the sikano, it goes direct to the coffers of the state. The fault is not because of the citizens, so the fault is because of the system, because the system was not planned well. Listen to wisdom. We're talking with wisdom. We're talking about the right things that people need to know. The difficulties, the problem that we are having to count or to calculate or to control the income of each and every citizen. No, it's not because the fault is not from the citizens. The fault is from the system, which is not working. Because who lead the country before did not plan the system well, because they were lack of common knowledge of governance. Because only even national identification. The income of every citizen. Even you don't have correct data to correct all the income of every individual. You don't know the owners of properties in the country. We don't know who owns this and who owns that. Nobody knows who is rich and who is poor. I mean, let's go in our administrative point of view. I'm not talking about what we see. What we see there, I can see when somebody is rich. But we are talking about when it comes to the system, the social systems. You cannot identify the rich man and the poor man. So in this case, how can you think, say, you can change the face of the country when the rich are benefiting equally as the poor man, when the poor are paying equally as the rich man? When and how can you change a country, or how can you build a country based on this way? This is all because the people who came in to rule the country years back did not think faster. They did not think about future. They did not think about the fact that the country was going to change due to the involvement or the revolution or the changing of the social life of the people. So, Etibrana Cote d'Ivoire for Edwin Carter identity, Nanjali John Rodden said, "You can't be fast or be trap a man because they were businesswomen." I mean, so I can buy. And I am 30 minutes per amico. Uteria Meka, Brana Cote d'Ivoire for how they can identify their people and they can know the number of people living in the country. No? That time now, what is said, I was saying, I'm phone you now, you're automusicano, and you're pepe. Into wow, what tuna mienumi and sa. You need to be whipped by him. But here comes the case. After J.A. Kufuor came in, this man have a revolutionary mind. So he put in systems where he wanted to capture the identity, the income, the property of everybody. Why was he trying to do that? It is simple. It is because it is only through that processes that you can really take control of the people. But the system that we are living in Ghana now is the citizens who are taking control of the government. Because the citizens know how much the government is making yearly, but the government don't know how much the citizens are making. I think you got me right. Like you, so I know it. No, I go share for share video right. Share video na video na yada enkonani. Share video na your low. The only people who are watching are low. Let's share the video. Let's the video move on. Come on, boys. You mean what? You hear what I mean? And this is what's your mind? Now, instead of the government to control the citizens, it's rather the people who are controlling the government. I mean, in terms of an income point of view, how can the country move on? And in the for Osha said the plan to was he wanted to identify every citizen, and he wanted to identify the address. He wanted to add the addressing system in the country to make sure, we can tax those who are rich, and the poor can take advantage of the rich man. But unfortunately, Fofi Antoata in 2008, J. Kufo Elusu. Nadia. Now, the possibility. Mama fa we into an yanko ya chikakra. Where so we end this in as one ma wani amfere and as wani awo anka na minimum. Now you come and talk about frauding in Accra. I think say you have problem with you, because when we talk about frauding in Accra, it is because of your incompetence as a political party, a party who ruled Ghana for 27 good years consecutively. You were not able to even give a crack cut of plan, city plan, to these big cities in the country. You couldn't. All what you knew is to rob the people. All what you need is, to take away people's, the country's money, buying houses, going with women, doing all things that are not important for the common life of the citizens. Because and this as a political party, if they were competent as a political party, and they were the people that were supposed to hold accountable for lack of a city plan, lack of what they call annual income taxes from the citizens. The NDC are the people that we are supposed to bring them about lack of hospital systems in the country. Just a minute. I think you hear me, no? Yes. Because these people don't have the correct cut of how to rule a country. And it is all because of the incompetency of the NDC. Because these things were things that were supposed to be done. First, the drainage system, a quality drainage system, thinking expansively, thinking, say, Accra as a big city, in years coming will expand and become more bigger. So we must to think as a leaders, not as a rulers. But the NDC did not do that. The NDC did not think about that. The NDC did not think about the fact that said, years coming, Accra, Kumasi, and all these big cities are coming to be a huge cities. What they were doing is chopping people's money, weapon gas, Nantem, and all this sort of idiocies that was going on there. That is why now we find ourselves today. That is why now we find ourselves in these conditions. You got me? Ya okay Semichiao. Saidu Abdullahi Wenso Michiao. But what is going on and what is going on and then I'm taking back my topic which I was talking about. The the country called Ghana no something that has never happened. But say uyo unimu amamuo unim kwanya yefa so echichire oman unim kwanya yefa so de ntotoye to oman num etumi den force citizens no more ye de o so omonya. Then you will stand somewhere and tell us to say the government is not doing nothing. The government and his administration have a clear cut on what they are doing. The government is now trying to bring in policies, a way that will force you, the citizen, to pay income tax, that will force you, the citizen, to be recognized nationally that you're a citizen of Ghana. And so any bad thing that you do will always be on your record. And so anytime that somebody wants to be into the police can have access and they can know all his lifestyle before coming to the office to be a policeman. This means that if you are a frauder, the system will show to the government that you're a frauder and you cannot have access to work in the governance. Do you understand me? Wait, let's say, because at the born now after the national ID card, there is a hub, data hub. We are going to capture every report that police will write about a citizen. So from there going, there will not be no more football age in Ghana anymore. I was saying for me, could I say yes? Mama do so kakra. Order for Wabahaya. She video no na yem. And then we want to set some little record. We don't want to be a lot of what they call attacking people. They want to put sense into the brain of people. And to social video na yem koyani. Say the man can mention 30 minutes spending my year free. Right now, no, right now, I'm sweating rough. And you and the America. With the system that this government is putting in place, there will not be any fraud on mobile lines. You heard what the MTM said. The MTM said up to 31st July 2021, say unko register with SIM card, your SIM will go off and you cannot make a call. It's not just to register. They said you have to go there and re-register your number with your new identification. That means any fucking call that you make, any unlawful call that you make, it can be traceable. You understand what I mean? If you make any unlawful call with the phone, fraud, with the phone, DM fatase what the bonnet now kita phone now nama, we can use just your phone to trace where you find yourself. That is where the country is leading to. And then your first point. Your card, your national card, any transaction that will be in your name will be traceable because the monies have to be in what they call should have a destination, and the destination of the person must to be verified in the system. Say, me kwa kuma for me ameti hai. Me na nipa si masi send this kapreme. Me sika na ode breme he send it to me because of say me koye adwuma bi ma no. Enti anam so san say sika na wa send ama me no. E wo sa ban nti the tax ni income tax no. E wo sa ban nji. Enti in any one way or the other, the person me no e wo say me hu kwa me fa so a me tua me tax na the ama ban no. That is also another thing that this ID card is going to do. The way the Europeans did to get money to develop their country. And to say, now we're going to say, the ID card, just for nefe. So, kita ID card, my brother, you are lost. The ID card, no, and yes, yeah, the ID card, the Ben and Timanaya of Fesokita ID card. Yeah, no, that is not the reason behind the ID card. The ID card have a clear card of what it's supposed to represent. So that is how it is. That is how it is. The country we call Ghana is on its way to change. But don't come and tell me that Ghana should change in just 8 months. Don't tell me that Ghana should be like US in just 2 years. Don't tell me that Ghana should be like UK in just 8 years. Ask yourself, the people who ruled you before, what type of policies, a clear cut of policies that they put on to lead you to the new Ghana that you want? Tell me, what did they do? And I'm asking again. Some microphone on bedi was so brave a tribunal. What did they do? Did they try to think forward to solve the problems of drainage system in the country? Did they put in laws to avoid people from building unlawful houses on the river? Did they put in laws? Na Emma Manfonya Kwanya Sisi Danfon Ensi Nsuom? Were they controlling where to build in our cities? Or they were just selling land for money and nothing else? Abusiamfo, we are saying when the Biameka. The Biameka say a woo we are sick. Now you are going to say one junior. Somebody will always think for you. Nakaun said, Nipano or junior, he's not going to think for your favor, but rather the person is going to think for his interest. And I think, say, that person's interest may not favor you. So we must start thinking. And not just for thinking's sake. Thinking and actions together to make a way for the better Ghana that we are all after. Hey, aban we niema we na oye no ashoko abrofo. Minkan se Ghana aban no the oye ne 100% perfect and other thing no. Me kira wo say the initiative na aban na fa to ne ho no. Yes, something abrofo no kra ne it shocks them. They say, wow, another Pokigami has rise in the African continent. The white men are wondering where this government have all these initiatives, intelligence, a way of trying to involve the collective effort of all Ghanaians so that the country can change. These people know, say, the government is doing what they did exactly at society. ID card na these are some of the benefits they have. People are going to pay tax. You are not a subject to a tax. They are taking advantage of the poor system and they are making a lot of money on expense of you, the poor guy. Sa kuja tabra kwa nomne ya shidun katia nomne bofene sen usu ampa for nomne hwan omu businesses so but they don't pay tax because the system is not controlling them, so they fear any system that will come in that will hold them accountable and will demand them to pay the amount needed as tax to the government. And in Tiomo Kachira will say the government is not good because they know that if this system that the government is putting in takes place in the country, it means that they will find themselves difficult to become rich like the way that they are moving. So it's a threat to them. And I must say that for a fact. It is a threat to them. And I must say that for a fact. It is really a threat to them. That is why they are challenging every day and every night. Say, the government is not doing nothing, so the government must to go. Because they know, say, if the government continue for another 4-8 years additional, the system will change and all their criminal and corrupt activities, will not have place in the country. You believe? That is it. That is only what they are after. And that is the only thing that does not allow them to stay focused. Because they know, say, if they keep quiet and the government policies and plans have success, it will really lead them to downfall because they cannot have a way. They may not have a way to steal from the country. That is why they are always crying. That is why they are always bleeding. That is why they cannot understand. It's not that they cannot understand. That's what they are trying to tell you, say, the government is not doing nothing. They know well that the government is doing something. And they know well, say, the government is joining the collective energy in the country to change the face of the country. When me yadwena adofono me de link na to ho me ye edima no abesi e ka kire se menche se opese umera na take part in this, you can also join us and we talk about it. Now wait my join no so aka they also dwene afa tie me kan, because it is not accepted and it cannot be accepted. Say we have people in the country was a man for the omwadwene think how they can change the face of the country. These people are there trying to find a way to make you feel sad. There's nothing going on. They are trying to make it feel sad. Nobody is doing nothing in the country. That is why they are always there shouting, lying, bringing in tribal politics, trying to disassociate people from types of tribe to the government. But this government called Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo lead administration has never and ever been a tribal, what they call political party. The MPP as a political party has almost all the tribes in the country. So how can you try to use a tribal issue to make the party unpopular? It cannot happen. How do you think, say, you want to use tribal issues in our country to discredit the effort that this government is putting in to bring the people what they call a better life in the society? Look at Agenda 111 that this government said. It is going on, but and this is what person come to say Agenda 111 and you know about there I've seen a lot of videos and a lot of what they call pictures from different places. It really show clear say the Agenda 111 policy that the government said that is going to do is going on. But these people are telling you that the Agenda 111 policy had to resume. Because they just want you to feel that the government is not doing nothing, but the government is doing a lot. Well, and you know, na abandon and she now they about a way of calling up. Say yanka it and some yanka it mum yanka and what the mum yanka and 9 mum na yema. Give it to me then. ebetumi ayɛ na man nneɛma akɔ so wɔ man no because yɛn nyinaa ɛka ɛho bɔ mu a we can do it and we can do it even more and better. You hear what I mean? Yes. If we join hands together, we can do more and more and more and more better than even what is going on now. And me media me can't them menche 30 minutes na nduru enti me de mo be see ha ye be born it. We should not allow these people to deceive us. The time has come that we have to take advantage of the new policies. You start TVET, planting for food and job. One district, one down. Otiba bia obetumi aye no baya no dienuane. Do farming, involve yourself in farming. Abrochire amanfo eye farming de nyesika. Ghana for bebromba abrochire what they do is farming. So you to involve yourself in farming. Let's try to solve our local problem. And I show you said the government also is doing his part. And he's doing it. He's putting on policies, new ways, new measures. Gradually, it will fit to our system and the face of our country will change. And to all what we need to do is to let this administration, either Alan Cash, either Baumia, either Kennedy Agyapa, whoever comes, we just have to let this administration continue. Hey, Mami, just let me jump from the topic. When we talk about political party, the flag bearer is not all that important, okay? The flag bearer, the president himself, is not what you should look at much to vote, but you must look at the people surrounding him, the ideology of the political party, the people, the ideas that the people behind him have. That is what you should base on to vote for a candidate. Because Otto Obama came in Japan to be a president. Otto Obama, Dr. Baumia to be a president. Otto Obama, Alan Cash to be a president. You have voted well because the people who are behind them have the idea of developing the country to a higher stream. So it doesn't matter the candidate that will come. We just have to let this ideology, the idea of this party to continue in the ruling, unless any other credible political party comes in, different from the NDC. Because the NDC not there. Chrono, bo, and then drop, and a young them. And we might join hands together to build the country. Let's advise ourselves. Let's stop this bad attitude. Let's try to take advantage of the system. Let's go with the system. We should not try to divert our direction from the system. If we do that, we are not going to achieve nothing, and the country also is not going to go to where the country wants to get to. Midamunya say, "Hey, for Mr. Mafo, put me kind of short, my friend, money making machine, yeah. Oh, when we were Kennedy Japan Junior pages, so Sansona, more YouTube, also more me, our Rise Media GH, our YouTube. You can follow me here. You can subscribe to my channel also on YouTube, so that anytime that we come in, you can have the good info now. Here the better one. Hope we meet next time. Adios.